Yes, it's a little bit later today just because of the fact there was some personal stuff going on beforehand, and we're just kind of vibing with each other, getting things going. But today we are going to be staying on the subject today. It's actually going to be pretty interesting. It's actually going to be about my book that I've actually been creating recently, and it's kind of to fill up my inspiration stuff to continue editing stuff like that and wanting to progress with what I'm doing with the book. Anyways, without further ado, let's introduce who we have here. We got Haru Classy, or you know who he is. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
What's up, guys? Haru Classy. I do video game stuff. I do anime stuff. Recently, I've been streaming video games like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and I want to stream Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies soon, so I'm going to do that. Anyways, yep, just sub to my YouTube, Haru Classy, because, I'm going to just be on there more. And my second channel, Haru Classy Second, which I did upload a little Fistful of Frags gameplay on, and that'll be it. That's it. Deuces.
And then we have Arnold, the one, the only, the person who has no idea what's going on right now and probably has not even read the prologue yet because his phone is stuck. And introduce yourself, sir.
What's up, everybody? This is Savage, and welcome all you lovely savages today. And today we're going to be doing the corner. The dang. I always tend to do this. What's up?
You really need to work on your intros. Anyways.
I try.
And then we have Michael, the one, the only, the one that showed up last stream. And he's been one of the people that is actually going to be reading the book. He's heading to his hotel room right now. I don't know if he's going to unmute himself yet or not to introduce himself, but if you could, I'll give you 5 seconds to unmute yourself in order for me to figure out if you're actually there or not. So go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. Maybe he forgot how to unmute himself. We'll figure it out later. He'll introduce himself when he pops back in. How's that sound? Anyways, so we are talking about our book that I've been writing. I've given them all first access to the manuscript of the first 5 chapters plus the prologue. And obviously Arnold wouldn't know what's going on because he hasn't read it yet. But Kenny definitely does. Haru Classy over here. So Haru, what did you think of the prologue?
Can I just talk about the grammar? Grammar is pretty good. I can tell you be typing them college essays, boy. I know I said that a lot, but I appreciate grammar.
It's fixated on that grammar.
If the grammar is correct, then that's good. If it's easily readable in that format, then you're doing the reader a good advantage. All in all, the prologue sets up as an introductory, so your introductory got to be really good. Honestly, you set it up pretty well as a good starter because you want to introduce, who this guy is, his life, and what he did in the beginning. So the beginning part, really good. The middle structure was pretty decent, and the end part was nice. I think it ended off really nice. So in terms of like sentence structuring, in terms of grammar, in terms of, the main focus, I think the prologue did it justice.
I've heard from plenty of people with the prologue. Some of the people I've read the prologue, they're like, oh my god, I'm so interested in this book and I really want to keep going because of how it was set up.
Yeah. The prologue serves as an introductory, and you did a good introductory so far.
I don't know. I know I'm just talking about from what other people have told me about it, but it seems like people really enjoy that prologue. They want to keep reading after they read that prologue. So I'm just really happy how that prologue got set up in the end, because I really wasn't expecting it to be like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the prologue again. You do have your structure of beginning, middle, end here.
So. Which would you be
Very
surprised that I'm actually not that good of a writer?
Your English. You just need to pay attention in English class, and you'll be good. You don't need to be a good writer.
I failed English so many times.
Yeah. Same.
As long as you get the main idea, of what they're saying is all. No matter if you fail
Yeah, same. I can't even talk
or you get
straight.
A.
So
Arnold, you don't even talk.
so the prologue itself, he said set up pretty well. You enjoyed the whole imagination thing, big imagination, superpowers and stuff. So it got a hint at what's going on in the book. You know, if you didn't catch that part.
Oh yeah, definitely. Imagination's everything, my boy.
Yeah, his imagination's gone wild, stuff like that. Like, and once he hit high school, he still felt like this stuff was happening, but at the same point, he just kind of ignored it and just thought it was a normal thing. Like, he's grown accustomed to it all. Like, it just one of those things. Like, it goes through chapter by chapter, just explain exactly where he set, what he believed, and everything like that. And somehow his mental set started changing as he got older because of it. He was feeling like it was stupid to believe in that stuff because he was getting too old for it.
It's about growing up.
Yeah, that first book, I'm actually kind of impressed with myself with my that prologue as well, just because of how I got it set up and stuff. Just I don't know, it was like one of those moments of just like pure inspiration on how to do that. It was like like I wrote that whole thing out. I only edited that prologue once. First,
Wait, that's only a one-time edit, correct?
That's a one-time edit.
Oh,
And
nice.
the only reason I edited it was to add in punctuations and chapter indentations because I just did a full one on sentence. So the only thing I did
Pretty
was
good though.
the only thing I literally did was
Arnold, did you even read it?
I read the prologue. I couldn't get a chance to read the first chapter.
Oh, so you have read the prologue. What did you think of it? What were your thoughts?
I think it was pretty good on the grammar.
The grammar good.
Yeah, grammar's everything too.
At least you got better grammar than me.
He has better grammar than me too. My grammar's trash.
I've been
When I read other people's grammar and it feels like I'm reading a book and not a list, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I've actually been writing since I've been in elementary. Just I've never passed English.
Okay, so that means you practiced on your own time, which means you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
that means you practice on your own time.
yeah, I made a book when I actually did make a book when I was in middle school. It was something that we were supposed to make something, and something was supposed to be about our interests and stuff. So I made a book called Nancy the Spider. And it was a kind of a ripoff of the actual Nancy the Spider series, but it was something I actually made, and I was like, oh, sweet, I actually made this. That's interesting. No, that was elementary school. The one in middle school was Bobo the Detective Agency.
Wait, what's the second book you made?
Bobo's Detective Agency.
Bobo is his name?
Yeah.
That's his name?
Well, no, the dog's name's Bobo because I had a dog named Bobo at the time.
Oh, the dog. The dog's name is Bobo.
So yeah.
So can the dog talk like Garfield can talk in his comics?
No, just he's a very insightful dog that points out things. The book was really crappy. I'm not gonna lie. It was actually we got a mission from this person. We went and did mission, and then once when we found where it was where she was not looking, and we brought it back. Good job, we did it! Woo!
We're here.
I actually have the book somewhere around here. I can actually pop it up and actually read it.
And what's your third book?
Tales of Salvonia. Not Tales of Salvonia, sorry. It was called Salvonia. I wanted to call it Tales of because of the Tales of series, but I chose not to do it, so I just called it Salvonia.
Oh, so that book was inspired by the Tales series.
No. It had nothing to do with the Tales series. It was about a person who ended up being lifted off into to a spaceship that could travel through space and time. What ended up happening is the ship came to a planet, and it was there to observe the. I think it was more of a report that I had to do for science. That's why I made this book. So he observed this planet full of different animals and stuff like that, and it was just kind of a documentation of every animal that was there and a list of what these animals' traits and everything were, and how they evolved into those animals. And like this, when I handed it off to my biology teacher, he's like, you know what? Why did you write so much? I'm like, I just felt like writing. I just kept writing, and he's like,
Because you got to be detailed if it's about science.
the worst part is the guy actually, the teacher actually said, you know what? I'm not even gonna. You're fine. This book right here. I think you passed this class with this book. You're fine. Just
He's like, yeah, you put a lot of effort, so yeah, you about to get this class good, man.
The amount of extra credit I got for it was made up for every little thing that I missed throughout the year. That was sad. But yeah, I actually had a fourth book that I made. It was kind of similar to the other book's title, but it wasn't Salvonia. It was like Sylvania, is what it was. And Sylvania was a book about reincarnation. So what is happening was these people would go. These people went on a quest and stuff like that, and and as they were going through this quest throughout the land and stuff, they would they had this main quest and some side quests they had ended up having to do. What ended up happening with the side quest?
If you're talking about reincarnation, that book mainly correlates to Buddhism.
Oh,
correct?
kinda. Yeah. But the whole thing, the whole premise of it was kind of like, okay, they went out, they did this, and then all the main characters die off. Then they get reincarnated again later on. They're hearing the stories of who they were before.
Mm-hmm.
They're hearing everything that happens and stuff like that, everything that these heroes did, and how they died off, and how the evil dictator had killed them all. Well, as they go through, they realize that was them. That was them because the story just sounds so familiar. They remember it like it was like it was their own lives. So they somehow they ended up meeting up with each other again, and they go back on the quest again. This time being even stronger, more prepared than before. Well, they ended up dying again. Years go by, and then hearing stories about the new set of heroes and the old set of heroes that came through.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's it just kind of wraps itself around until the heroes become actually strong enough to be able to stop what's actually going on.
It's like them versus the evil, right?
Yeah, but they keep losing towards to the evil, and then they have to be reminded of who they are through everything, and yeah.
Hello?
Yo.
Hey,
I'm back. Okay.
Back.
I'm back. Yeah, okay, but I just got back at the hotel, but just chilling a little bit down, and I'm gonna go to the room. Because I'm probably gonna, let's see, right now it's 6:30.
yeah,
I'll
we
probably
just
go
we just
later on
talked
tonight
about
to
the
explore the
prologue.
city.
We just talked about the prologue.
So, yeah, I heard most of the story for the prologue. You're actually pretty good on that. But how long is the prologue? Like a chapter or 2 chapters?
It's only one. It's only one page.
It's introductory, 4-sentence structure.
I used to call it an epilogue because of how epic it made me feel whenever I read it.
4 paragraph structure.
Yep. The very first page, pretty much.
Let's let me read it on the computer as soon as I get into the room. But
you want to do a live reading?
no, it's alright. I'm gonna read it while we're talking about the story, so I could give like a heads up though. But
You
like,
can get caught up.
I've written like 75 pages already in one of my books. But like some of the stuff's left in California, some of the stuff's left in Vegas, and I have the other half with me right now temporarily. But it's like when you're trying to stay with the concept, so that way it doesn't kind of like lose itself as you're going through the chapters, since you're already doing the introduction. But the introduction itself is pretty good from what I can guess so far.
From what you told me, you could add the first 2 pages, so.
Yeah, the prologue is just 1 page.
Yeah. And that's all that the prologue is.
Yeah.
The first chapter is like 4 or 5 pages, if I remember correctly.
Chapter 1's 3 pages.
3 pages, yeah. If I remember correctly, I did the first prologue. The prologue was supposed to be 1 page. The first chapter was supposed to be just kind of like an introductory of what happened at first, and leaves you hanging off the edge till it moves into the next segment. So it wasn't supposed to be too long for the first chapter. Then the second chapter hits about, I think, 5 pages, and the third chapter hits 10.
That's for the blue one?
If you didn't do a book like this.
Wait, Mark, did you read The House of Hades?
The what?
The book The House of Hades. Hades.
Not too sure.
Yeah, I actually get this one. And Throne of Fire.
Would you say there's like any good spots to visit?
Yeah.
Those books I heard were pretty good.
The second
Because
chapter.
I have like a whole day anyway, so I'll do whatever.
I haven't really
just to, like see stuff around the city, like anything at this point.
finished
Oh.
the House of Hades yet.
Like Epcot?
Mark, is your book going to be like Harry Potter, where it's like book 1, book 2?
Probably I'll be taking public transportation
yeah,
since I don't have calling, so
There's a lot
that's
of
my
books
thing.
to it, yeah.
Harry Potter has like 7 or something.
Probably.
It's not like that though, like that. But here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I hit 5 pages on the third chapter.
What do they have about the city place?
I actually
What did they
enjoy
have
this stream because we're talking about literature. It's something kind of different now. A change of pace.
7, 8. Yeah. After the third chapter, it starts to hit about 5 pages. About up to 10 pages each time. So.
Chapter 3. If I click on chapter 3, it's 5.
Do they have any spots for music though, or it's kind of like a dead zone right now? But it's just because of what happened right now, that's why it's kind of like quiet. That's why there's nothing much.
Okay.
So Mark, your chapter 1, 2, and 3. Chapter 1's 3 pages. Chapter 2 is 4. Chapter 3 is 5. So you go off a 3.
For, like,
Go off a 3, 4, 5 page
like
structure.
if you want to just play out there.
Yeah. After about.
Because I play a little bit.
Once
I'm
it
trying to
hits,
figure out like
is it third chapter? I think it's third chapter. It's about 8 pages. It boosts it up to 8 pages.
Because I don't know if they change it because of that. Because I know as long as you have the master.
I think it's supposed to be 10 pages, but
Third chapter is 5. Fourth chapter is 8. Yeah. Fifth chapter is 4.
Yeah. Because I just asked them, because if they say with a permit, then I'll just go like, well, I'm just visiting, and I tried to find it, but like, I couldn't find any like stations or like where to go. Because I know that's what they always say to stuff with the police, but sometimes the police don't even like do anything. In Los Angeles, it happens like constantly. There's like 5 buskers, and they don't do it until they're like 2 blocks away, and then they just start going to those ones. It's like a
muted. He's talking to somebody else. He's muted.
He talking to Arnold's forehead.
Yeah, and the next one after that, yeah. The 6th chapter is really long as well. 7th chapter, 8th chapter. Oh wait, I haven't. God damn it, that's on my phone.
Hey, if this is book 1, where's book 2?
Book 2.
Yeah.
I actually have a section for book 2 too, but I don't have the anything typed out for it yet.
And this is what 11.1 megabytes of 15 gigabytes used.
Oh yeah. I have 25 chapters in this book alone.
This ain't even half of it. It's just a little sliver.
Yep, just a little sliver. And then the second book is supposed to have 25 to 26 chapters. The third book is supposed to have about the same amount too. Then I think the fourth book is supposed to be 30 chapters, if I remember correctly. And once that, with that, it's the fourth book is actually a big event in the fourth book.
Hmm.
And then the fifth book is actually goes down to like a 24, 23 chapters, and then the sixth book is sixth book is goes back up, and it goes back up in the seventh and eighth, and then ninth one it's supposed to be something a little bit different. It's supposed to be like a 35 chapter book, if I remember correctly.
Actually like the structure. Some similar structures can be in like Japanese books if you've ever read like Japanese author books. Like, you ever read Dazai?
Oh, I haven't, no.
Yeah, Dazai does like similar structure.
But
No longer human is a good.
there's this book, the series of it. It's supposed to, if I remember correctly, on how many I was ending up going to end up making for this series. It's supposed to be 9 books, and there's also supposed to be spin-off to it as well. There's supposed to be books spinning off from it from individual characters that go off until they die.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, for your book or for a different book?
For this book.
Yeah, this current one.
This book is supposed to have nine books in the main series. It follows 2 different people, but it revolves around the same. Revolves around them because they are related in a big way. So so it stops. It ends up at one point, and then it starts back up at the net point about say about 18 years after the fourth book. The fifth book starts 18 years later, and then that one, once that starts happening, then all of a sudden it will end off with both characters in the book. And then there's going to be a side section. There's going to be a side section on the book that actually goes off from what the main character was doing during this time. And then, like, there's a main storyline. The main storyline's the first 9 books. There's a side storyline for the main character of the first 4 books, and then there's a side storyline for every individual character as well.
So it's like
Durara,
where everyone's the main
are you
character.
trying to do any illustrations, or
Is it like Durara?
like Harry Potter? Is it gonna have any illustrations on the side of the book, or it's just pure written?
It's all about, like, the first 9 books are literally the main story. It's everything that's happened in the main.
Oh,
that's
okay.
What you're doing?
It's point A to point B, like literally right there. That's literally what it is. But then there's actually I actually have books that I'm going to be making that will be about the characters that die off and stuff like that, and they will have books that will talk about their life and lead up to the point of their death and stuff like that. And also they will and it just will lead off from that one as well. So you'll have complete detail of each character if you really want to.
So it's basically like the Tuara series.
What's your inspiration for the series?
Railgun and certain magical index and certain scientific accelerator, something like that.
Yeah, and everything would be literal canon to the story, but it's individual characters to it. It's not like I'm cutting them out, making their own little subsection. No, while that book's going on, all of a sudden that main character that you know in the original book will be in there, and you'll see their side of the story. But
that's like the Tuara series.
Yeah.
They do that too. The Tuara
and it's actually going to be in the perspective of the main character of the whole series.
It wouldn't be like Durara, because Durara, everybody's the main character and they're all in one series.
So
oh my god, I love Durara. But I would suggest what he's doing is better, because you might subjugate the main viewers that you're trying to get for your book if you do everybody's the main character instead of side characters.
Yeah. The
like how you're planning.
The main thing is doing the first 9 books. The main thing is doing the first 9 books, and then if I want to create a secondary, after a character dies, make their book log for it, and everything like that. And then actually those side books aren't even supposed to be something that I'm going to be releasing until after the 9th book is done, because it's supposed to be in the area of the main character who's using his ability to relive other people's lives. and see what they
So,
were thinking and what they were saying at the time. So literally how I have the book set up, which is actually going to be a little bit of spoiler. I think it was Jessica was the character that happened. Yeah,
Mhm.
he goes what
Jessica?
it is I
Um,
I think that's what her name was.
how long does each character live? Because I'm turning my laptop right now so I could check it out. Because I'm actually interested now since
It's
I know there's like
each
a span to each character.
each character lives on their own time. Like it's not
Hmm.
like you'll see characters that will live throughout the whole most of the series, and you'll see characters that will just be killed off after a while.
Okay.
But the biggest thing is like even the one of
Okay.
the main villains in the first book is actually going to get his own little thing too. So you're going to know his side of the story, his tale as well.
Hmm.
But the thing with Jessica, the whole thing that it's going to be is the Jessica book that I have set up so far. It goes something along the lines of as I sit in the dark, cold chambers of my resting place, I look back down to the world that I've recreated into an image I felt would be right. I sit here lonely, thinking of what I could have done different. Going back into my abilities and assessing my minds, I go back to the school that I once was going up to Jessica, I touch her and relive all of her memories. This is what she thought. This is what I learned from her.
Oh, wait, isn't there no, not anime. There was a movie I think that actually had a similar concept that you could probably have like a study on how that one's used.
I think
Because
of
okay,
Jessica
how
Jones.
is it?
So
Does he
he,
have to does the character have to like touch them, or does he have to like touch the object, or
he go
what's
what the ability that
the
he
power?
the ability that he uses is something called dream sight. What it does is you go into the dream, you get it in your dreams, and there will be characters, just
Okay.
people in the real world that you've met and stuff, or just people just in general, just sitting around in this world, in your dream state world. And he can go up to them and end up at, if he accidentally touches them or touches them slightly, he will go into a vision of their past or their present or their future.
Wouldn't that be
And
like wouldn't
and
that be like
Mhm.
Paprika? You ever
but
seen Paprika?
Um,
what he,
Raygun is similar, but a little slightly different.
Yeah,
what
Paprika for like a Satoshi Kon movie.
so
Seems like it.
to explain the main character's
I was
ability real
gonna.
quick, he has ability called Jack of all trades. Um,
Hmm.
what it does is
Okay, that makes sense.
he can master he can learn anybody's ability. He knows everybody's ability by heart. He actually already knows them. He just doesn't know he knows them. So he has to build up his own ability to to access his extra powers and stuff like that. One of the abilities and he can
How
easily
many powers exist actually? Because that actually might do not a power complex.
no
That reminds me.
There's something standard.
It reminds me of Delson from
Yeah.
Infinite
this
Second Son.
this the main character
Part
does
of the people's power too.
main character does end up having a god complex in the end. Yes.
Right. Okay. So you see what I was getting at, because
Yeah.
it does actually add up.
So, but the whole thing with his power is he knows everybody's ability. There's a bunch of abilities out there. If I remember correctly, I set it up to be set up scientifically and everything like that to be a part of the chromosomes for dual chromosome stuff, and he has a third chromosome is what it is for a triangular chromosome instead of a double
A third
chromosome.
chromosome?
You know you
If
know
you're
what
gonna add,
you know
no,
what
no, I
they
know.
do with Down syndrome people? They have a third ellipsis on the chromosomes.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I see what you're doing with that one.
Yep.
It's a mutation gene, actually.
Yep. It's just
That
there's a
makes
third
that
there's a third
that could
chromosome
actually work for the power. They do that because they do that in
and
Boku no Hero Academia, but for them they use it to Toad and
Yeah, I was
Tinkito,
thinking of Deku.
and
I was thinking about
I think
Deku.
another one does the same
the
thing based on for the eyes, and because one for the Tinkito, another shade does it with the
yep.
eyes,
This is all
and some of them
chromosomes.
do it like on the
Is
gene.
that like a all for one, or I mean one for what is
But
it called? One for all, something like that.
No, different.
All for one and one
One
for
for
all.
all, one for all has could steal the powers. He doesn't have
I'm
original
sure.
powers. He
Wait, so
could
Deku
steal
doesn't
them.
have original
That's
power.
why he has all of them. That's the
yeah.
difference.
But
Oh,
What he's
the
saying is this: he already knows all the powers. He just doesn't know how to use it. So it's a different way. That's why he
Okay.
has the God complex, because he knows he could beat them down, but like he doesn't have the. So he's slowly gonna turn into that
He doesn't
complex.
because he doesn't learn it yet. He doesn't
So
learn it yet.
at
So he
the
has
at the
to.
very beginning, like nobody even knows he has these abilities and stuff like that. But there are people that actually have the ability to be able to sense other people's. I call them perks in this thing, for lack of a better term at the moment. And the whole situation is that these people can actually sense these and sense the level of the ability that they have and stuff with their individual perks. Think of it like a leveling system in like a game. The more you use your perk, the stronger it gets and the better it is. And since this character, have you ever read the comic, the mangaka of the gamer?
Solo leveling and the gamer. Absolutely.
Yeah, you remember the gamer? Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. The gamer.
It's similar to his ability to be able to obtain powers and stuff like that, but the gamer actually has to obtain these powers. This character actually has the powers already embedded for him, but he ends up learning one of his abilities ends up activating like somehow.
Oh, okay. I know one. I know one. Okay. Have you heard of the series Brand New Animal?
Hmm?
Have you
BNA
seen that
on
series on
Netflix.
Netflix?
I haven't seen it, but
Have you seen DNA? Anybody seen it yet?
I have not, but
Watch
yeah,
it.
the
The character actually has that. She doesn't even know that she could mutate it, and then she did it on accident.
yeah.
And after she uses it, she continues using the wings. She continues using cheetah powers. So I feel that's the same thing. He knows he could do it, but he doesn't know how to do it. Like he thinks he's just a mutant, but he doesn't know he could do more than most other mutants.
So
In the sense,
like if you go a little
because
bit
that
further,
seems what he has.
I think up to the fifth chapter is when it hits the way he actually learns that he has an ability for once. What are you doing over there? And that's when one ability pops up called it's called overlay is what I call it. What it is, it kind of sets everything up like a gaming system. It's a new perk that just kind of it's a nuanced perk. It didn't exist until the video games became more popular. So it's actually something that was that had actually been newly developed. But he ended up popping up, so he thought that was his perk at the end.
So that shit would be like dot hack.
Wait. Out of curiosity, is it like a video game situation, or is it like real superpowers?
He can use the overlay whenever he is dreaming or when he's awake, but he can only turn the overlay off when he's dreaming.
Oh, so it's like Excel World. It's like Excel World. You ever seen Excel World?
Okay.
Like,
I know it.
Like, he can be in real life, but he can also be in the game in Excel World. I remember that.
And the overlay also gives the overlay is actually OP in his favor because of his actual ability, which is Jack of all trades. The biggest thing about his Jack of all trades ability is that he can learn to master any ability if need be when it comes down to it. Well, this new overlay ability ends up OPing that out. His Jack of all trades. Otherwise, nobody would ever be able to master Jack of all trades. It was never meant to be something mastered. But overlay pops in, and he ends up having a full detailed list of everything he can do. And there's actually a section in the tabs that you can go through that says in settings that will allow him to be able to make his streams real. So he can actually train in his streams as well and slow down time in his streams. So he can actually master trades a lot quicker. But he doesn't know he can do that in the first book. He does not know that at all. He has a hint of it. There's a hint of
But
it.
he's just in discovery of it.
Yeah. There's a hint of it in the book.
He has a hint that he might have it, but he doesn't know yet.
But yeah, he's more of a like he has.
So he doesn't know his full potential, is what you're saying.
He has no idea what he can do. He has no idea what he's supposed to be doing. He only knows what he has, and he doesn't actually learn that he can learn all these abilities until the end of the book.
Oh.
Yeah, at the very end of the
Is this gonna be like
first book.
some Evangelion?
That's actually pretty different. I never heard of that.
Yeah, it goes up. It goes all the way to the first. Like it starts off like a big thing. Like If you when you read the first chapter, you'll see that it starts off in the high school setting, stuff like that. It starts off in this whole situation. It actually goes through a whole situation of his
The
friends and
whole
stuff.
story, he's not using powers.
Yep. Well, kinda. He's using his powers. He's just not using his powers. He's using them in.
Powers.
He's using them the way that you think that you see him using them. Like, if you didn't hear me tell you about his abilities or anything like that, you would honestly think that was one of his abilities. So you go.
That's true because we haven't read the other books yet. We haven't read the other chapters yet. And
like
he said it's gonna be books.
What you see throughout the every single chapter is him developing into these traits and stuff like that. You have a hint that he could have, like, there's a hint that he had something more than what you've seen, but at the same point you're like, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. But at some point it kind of goes to this mediocre setback situation. So I end up flipping it out for something else after a while. What it was is I flip it to a different character for a bit and stuff like that. Be right back, getting food. He's getting food out there. Anyways, but yeah,
wait, what is he doing?
He's getting food. But yeah,
that's cool.
I end up flipping into different characters that are into the story after a while because there's like this time lapse I have to go through. But I want to explain this big guy that's supposed to be coming through as well. So I end up going through that stuff through a few chapters towards the end. But yeah, he does not know his powers. Like, you go into this book, you read it, you're like, okay, I see that. Okay, I got that. Okay, he has this power. Oh my God, he has that power. Oh my God, what else does he have? And he goes through this whole thing, and he's actually training up his friends and stuff, which is probably the worst thing he could have ever done. And at the very end of the book, bam, shit goes down. Shit hits the fan. It just hits the fan. And that's when the actual adventure starts.
So this is like, it's like barely by like book 1, but the adventures start at like book 2 to 10, basically. But like it doesn't start until like book 2 starts.
Well, in all reality,
book 1's the discovery.
Yeah, book 1 is the whole discovery part. The book 1 is, this is how the character is. This is how you know the character. This is how you learn who the character is. But once book 1 ends, the characters never the same. And you see it the instant it's book 2. Like in book with my book 2, I have it set up to the point where you see it instantly. Like, he's in this area, stuff like that, and what stands out, and you can just see the difference in character.
You back?
So.
Sandman is back.
Hey, welcome back.
The savage is back.
That if you read chapter 1 to 2, you'll understand a little bit more about what I'm talking about. If you get up to chapter 5, you'll be like, oh my God, let me read more.
Oh, okay, hey.
Wait, how many pages are there though? Per chapter?
For the first 4 chapters, you're having an average of about 3 to 5 pages. I think it goes 3, 4, and 5 between the chapters, between those chapters. But once you hit that chapter 5, 4 and 5, is it? It jumps up to like 8 to 10 pages each chapter.
Because it's actually pretty good, because I know it depends on if it's a small book or a big book that decides how much easier it's going to be.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure the first few chapters were like quick and easy for you to digest. Then once you hit a certain point in the book, it starts getting longer, so you're more invested into the book now. Like, I don't believe in books that have like 10, 20 pages for the first chapter.
So you just want to wait out for the next book.
You look at those books and you're just like, this is just Herculean. This is a Herculean task here. This is so much to read. One book. If you're not interested in the book, it's just too much to read. So if you could put it more in easily digestible bites, like, I'm going to do this part here. That's the first chapter. This part here. Let's add an extra chapter, extra page here. See if you notice. Oh, you don't notice?
I think I could use mine as an example. You're actually right because I only used 4 pages for my brother and he got hooked on immediately.
Yeah.
The first thing I introduced it in my story was the death of the main character. And what happened with the main character is how he transformed into another weapon and how the other character is pissed off what happened. So then he gains his superpower, everything else happens, he transforms, goes to the layer of
So
the
wait,
evil army, and then
he
boom,
transforms
he
into a
goes to
weapon
modern day business.
like Soul
I
Eater?
did that all in like 2 pages, and then the next 2 pages were like the normal day. Hmm?
He transforms into a weapon like Soul Eater?
No, more different. It's kind of like Maka and Soul Eater, but it was upon death. What
Oh.
I'm doing is a power system. There are 27 levels, but nobody knows it's the 27th one. The best way I could describe it, it's multiple things, but actually in one story.
Oh no.
But I'm trying to make sure it doesn't overlap one another, so it doesn't destroy the
So they
power
gotta be
concept.
they gotta be dead to transform into a weapon, right?
Mhm. The
That's
character
like
has to die in order to transform.
that's like Noragami.
Itachi.
No, Noragami. You seen the anime Noragami? I know that
Not
the
yet.
dude was dead and then he transformed into a weapon, and Yato made him a weapon,
Yes.
something like that.
But were the characters close to each other or no? Or like if they die, they just turn to the weapon?
Anyway.
Yeah, I remember in Noragami they died. He turned to a weapon, something like that.
Because, but do they have to be like super friends, or they have to be like partners or something, or they have to be like really close to them or
No,
something?
they could be strangers and use other people as weapons, something
That's
like
the
that.
different one with Minds. Minds is the bond of the characters. The more the characters have a bond, it more guarantees they could turn into a weapon. If they don't have a strong bond, they would just turn into something else. But a weapon would be for protection because they actually want to protect them until they see them in the next life. That's why they turn into a weapon. So it lets them succeed in their mission for whatever happened upon their death.
You need to see Noragami. That's a good anime.
Yeah. So the
Noragami's
long
pretty.
story short, you remember
Yeah,
Bleach?
Funimation.
Yeah,
The
Noragami's licensed by
You guys
Funimation.
remember the anime Bleach, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It's like a fusion of Bleach, Soul Eater, and I don't know if anyone knows this book. You know the thing though, it's like Miss Peregrine. It's Miss Peregrine, if I remember. Miss Peregrine something peculiar, if I remember. I think something Miss Peregrine. They had like the peculiar children, like there were the twins. Then
What was that
there was
last
the
thing
son
you
sibling.
mentioned? Is that like some Disney stuff like Star versus the Forces of Evil type shit?
Surprisingly no, but actually
Uh,
very similar. Um,
yeah, I
People
get.
mistook it for a Tim Burton movie, but it's not even Tim Burton at all. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about your thing. It's just easier to get into a book a little bit easier if you read.
When you have like ideas that are similar,
Yeah.
so that way you don't mess up your story concept.
Yeah. Well,
Because people give the same problem all the time to other animes and the other books, but like
you were talking about
it's the
the.
same thing that people forget for Harry Potter and other stuff. There are other books that are big as Harry Potter, but Harry Potter did a concept of a big story instead of a light story. Like what was it called?
But
Um,
I'm talking about the chapters here, and pages. But
no, that's right for the chapters. It's
yeah, you were talking about how you had smaller chapters at first, and then you gradually made it bigger, right? In your book.
no, that's right. It's up to decision because you could actually attract more people wanting to read it at that point. Plus, it's easier that they're gonna think, oh, it's just a kid's book. There's not a lot. But even though it's such a small amount to read, there was so much detail. You feel like you're reading 20 pages, even though it's only 5 pages. It's so vivid
Exactly.
and so
Oh.
detailed.
That's what you
That's what
want
you
to
need
do.
to
Like
do.
short pages, but make them feel like they read a
Yeah.
lot of details.
Make it feel like they're
Yeah.
actually in there, like they're actually in the
Mhm.
book.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of the shorter chapters at the beginning and elongating them later on. And so, hey, I'm interested. I'm really interested. Oh God, now I'm even more interested. I don't mind reading 10 pages in that chapter. It doesn't feel as bad now. Boom, and you go through. Be a big book, but you see a smaller chapter, and you read through those smaller chapters, and you're like, okay, this is actually then you're interested and you just want to read the rest of the book after that point. It gets you to the main point, the point where you want them hooked into the book is what I'm trying to say. Like, you go through the small chapters and then all of a sudden they're hooked into the book so they want to read more. Because they're finished up the
If
small
anything,
chapters.
that's the reason a lot of animes, people feel conflicted with animes comparing to with the manga. Because sometimes the manga is so good, but the episode's too short if you only do one chapter. Sometimes you have to include 2 chapters to make one manga, to make one anime episode.
Yeah.
Because the chapter was really good. It's a short chapter, but it was so good they have to combine 2 chapters just to be able to animate it to have enough runtime. But the story's kind of like, it's a good cliffhanger per chapter. So it makes them get curious enough to read to the next one, and the next one, all the way to the end of the book, and to see if it's going to continue or is it going to stay as a cliffhanger or something else. Like, what are they picking? Okay.
No.
I'm sorry.
I thought the structure was going to be good there. Hey, Ari, how far have you gotten? Have you just stopped at chapter 1, or did you read into chapter 2, 3, and 4 yet?
Just prologue and chapter 1.
Like I said, you can continue reading that, dude. Because there's more to talk about. But you did read chapter 1, so what did you think about chapter 1?
Because I'm trying to.
Let me just pull up the thing here. Well, at the beginning, I thought it was just some high school story. But it seems like you're getting into a little bit of psychological elements. Just a bit. You're getting into character psyche a bit.
Did you actually finish that chapter?
Yeah.
With the alarm beeping and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Then there's a cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah, I think you should probably read the second chapter for that, so you understand exactly what's going on in the first. But yeah. Like I said.
Yeah.
It's pretty good as like a pretty introductory chapter.
I should type a
Pretty good one.
But yeah, but you got into the point of oh hey, all of a sudden he's bound to the ground, stuff like that, and everything's just going crazy at that point.
Oh bloody hell, dude! This one's so far.
Arnold, talk.
Guys, oh no, wait, no, that's not bad. That's actually good. There's a Wells Fargo that's close by me. That's only like 2 miles from here. Like 1.7 miles. So I'm not that far. That's good.
Did you get
Because I was posted the but nope.
Did you get the first chapter
10 minutes
done,
to
sir?
that. I need to read it. Can you send it to my first email? Because I think you have it sent to me through this one, through my my YouTube one.
Just use the.
Let me see if I can log into my YouTube.
Just go to the chat with everyone and click on the link, dude. It's right there.
Yeah. The link is right
But
there.
because I want to be able to read on the laptop, if I do it on my phone, it always drops the call.
Yeah, it always drops the call.
I don't like about that.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
It's gotta be on laptop.
Because if I could sign on through here.
I got what you're saying.
Bloody hell was my password? I forgot what that bloody hell was my password.
Yeah, for some odd reason my stream goes too, and I don't know why. So.
1 second. This helps build the account as long as you have the phone. Yes. Open the Gmail app on that. Yes. This is good. Okay, let me see if it's allowing me. Can you still hear me?
There we go. I fixed it.
Okay.
Alright, let me get into my other thing real quick and I can send it to you.
Because, what do you guys think of the one that I did so far? Well, they turn into the sword, but, you know, like, in order for the character to turn into it, they have to die, but it has to be a bond. That's the thing. It's, do you know what Ikigai means, by any chance?
Ikigai?
Ikigai.
Bunkai?
Ikigai.
Guy!
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah.
So, I feel I understand it, but it seems like you're probably going to need to do a history lesson beforehand so people understand exactly why this happens. That's the only thing I see about it.
What, the Ikigai thing or the book? Because Ikigai, actually, what it stands for is the reason I wake up every morning. That's literally what it stands for.
Yeah, I'm talking about because you said something about your thing, and I was like, yeah, it sounds fine, but except I feel like I would be more wondering about how
Because I'm
these
trying to
abilities
find a way
actually
I
work.
could join you right now.
So.
Um, let me see how the hell I join to this. Give me a second. All meeting, new meeting, code, meet button. The meet button. It's not my Google Hangouts on the computer. So how do I? Is this considered Google Hangouts or no?
It's a meet.
Hmm. You think you're able to send it to my email?
I'm trying to find your Facebook right now.
If you find me on Facebook, I could find it on my laptop a lot faster right now.
I can't seem to find you on Facebook. Is my problem.
Oh, thank God I found one. Dude, there's an awesome museum so freaking close by right now. I'm so tempted to want to walk. I can't. Dude, there's an aquarium. There's a freaking aquarium over here. Please tell me they're open. I need to go there. I love aquariums. Like, I will not deny that. Like, I don't care how old I am. I would always want to go to a freaking aquarium. Those places are fun to sound. They're beautiful. Oh, I could have gone earlier. Dude, when I got here at 4 o'clock, I could have actually gone to the aquarium. But they close at 5. Should I go tomorrow or no?
Oh, I can't find you.
On Facebook?
Yeah, I don't know why. Can't
If
find
you have
Hold on.
the chat head
I'm trying to
open,
remember. What was your name?
He's not in
on
that
your
chat
Facebook?
head. Hey, Kenny, can you send him the link to the drive?
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on.
Okay. We got it. He'll send it to you.
Fucking headache. Holy shit.
Oh, sure.
Arnold gave me a headache.
How
you
dare
talking
you,
about me
Arnold?
for, bro?
How dare you?
Just playing, man. Arnold, you said you had a headache, so you couldn't be in the stream for long.
Did he
Well,
just leave?
changed my mind.
Arnold, the excuse god.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Prologue. Oh, I see. Okay, I got it now.
I don't get that many.
Ooh.
Awesome.
You used a lot of your storage already. 8.5 out of 15 for this.
Yeah, he put heads high on there.
Oh my god. No. He did not put him.
Wait, what? What are you guys doing?
He was joking. He was saying about like if you put it in the cars. I'm reading it right now.
What you gonna do?
I'm just
I
kind of. Okay, finally I could actually read this thing.
How do you see how many
And now I
gigabytes
gotta
it
see
is?
this.
I thought you guys could only see
8.5.
my unravel folder. What the hell?
8.5, 15 gigabytes. You need to log in what you could actually share and not share. I always search these things up before anything happens. I have to do the same thing with my
I
dad.
only have the unraveled shared. Nothing else is shared.
No, that's why. That's just to let you know. It's just it's 8.5 it says that you use, but I feel like that's not from that. That's from the other stuff you have, but it doesn't show what you use. It only
Okay.
shows from the items that you share with, so you're safe.
Okay, good.
They do it because of privacy issues and other stuff.
Because
So
you
yeah,
guys don't need to have access to my Yu Yu Hakusho series.
You have a Yu Yu Hakusho spinoff?
No, I just have the Yu Yu Hakusho series. I have the whole series on my OneDrive. That's why it's 10.5 gigs. That's why
Dude,
it's so much.
Yu Yu Hakusho is a good series, though.
I have it set to play offline, so I can easily access on my phone offline.
Oh my god. Dude.
Stop.
Should I go? No. There's a Japanese bar right now, right next to my freaking hotel. There's a Japanese ramen bar. Do I go or do I wait for tomorrow?
Wait for tomorrow?
God, I'm so tempted.
I thought you have all the money in the world, man.
I know, but it's not that. It's with hungry because I already ate though. And I already had the icy.
Oh yeah, when me and Mike at work, like he always eating, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Guy mad hungry.
Because
Guy
I hate
grumpy.
it right now. Because
So-
remember I told you what happened to me recently because of the clones? I can't do much anymore, which I hate that. That's not fair. I used to eat like a mad dog, like freaking amazing. I could eat like a pit bull, dude. Like I would eat for days, and now I'm eating like a chihuahua. I'm like nibbling on food.
I saw this dude eat a whole pizza one time when we were working.
I'm sorry
Damn.
that I did that. I didn't want to share. It was too good.
This man's ate a whole ass pizza.
Haru,
It was a large pizza too.
you really
It
need to
wasn't
read
even
that
a
second
movie.
chapter, man. I think you need to read that second chapter.
I got a bit. I'm gonna be Arnold and make an excuse. I have a headache.
I don't blame you. You don't have chances for excuses for you.
Wait, Arnold's still in the chat. Don't you have a headache?
Yeah, but I worked. I worked all night. I worked all night, bro.
No way.
I didn't get up
There's
till
no way
like
for me to join the call.
8 o'clock this morning.
Do it, Kenny. Kenny, do it. Read the second chapter. You want to read it. I know you do. I know it's itching at you.
I'm trying to
With the
figure out.
headache?
But I might have to go. My phone's going dead. Literally.
All right.
Is your phone dying?
This is another excuse. Yeah.
You really said it?
Arnold, the excuse god.
Okay. Oh, so she's reading it now. Give me a second. Okay. So I'm gonna read the story right now, Jimmy. So your prologue is four paragraphs. Do you use a lot of aptitudes by chance, or well, let's see. Well, as a kid.
Fuck you, Arnold.
So the dad has super strength because he just has an imagination now, like he doesn't know yet, right?
Yeah.
Is his parents or is it just him?
What?
Is it his whole family, or is it just him? Like he's the first one who actually.
Do you want me to ruin it?
Hold on. Let me turn off the fan I'm using right now. Okay.
If you want me to
Let me
ruin
read
it.
this.
What chapter is he on?
I'm reading the prologue right now because I'm trying to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Was wild. Gab? Oh. Wait, what's Gab?
Gift of the Gab?
Or is that the power? Yeah.
Gift of the Gab is a power that allows you to be able to tell people what to do, and they will do it without question.
Oh, like from like Umbrella Academy, because not too many books use that actually. It's actually a good one to use because you could put more concept with this idea. People they start using it as a good.
Were you also inspired by X-Men?
Mhm.
Gift of the Gab is it's literally just the ability to, hey, you totally want to do this, and they go and do it.
Yeah.
I know X-Men was one of the first that did it.
They did, but they didn't get into detail. That's the problem. Because they tried to get into detail with Umbrella Academy, but even what they did, it was, hey, I heard a rumor, and then by saying the rumor, the character does it. and then in X-Men they just say it, but the character doesn't appear too often.
Mark's story reminds me of the X-Men cartoon where they were in the college.
I don't think so.
Kind of does. Kind of reminds me of that X-Men cartoon.
It'd be far off.
Rogue was hella chill.
I didn't think anything of it. I thought you could just, even though I couldn't change anything I saw. Deja vu. Deja vu. Even though oh wow.
There's a lot of concept in this book. And just so you know, there is an ability for time travel.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That's not how you would think time travel would work. So I can explain the abilities without ruining the story much at all. Because the abilities are the abilities. At some point, there's going to have to be an ability log of everything. The time travel ability.
Paragraph 3 might need a rework on the introduction. I age even more, because even though they are a teenager, it's the try like the years pass by, and now I'm a teenager. That might work better as a sentence, like as a one-liner. The years pass by, now I'm a teenager with the same imagination. Comparing to I age even more, I am not a teenager. The years pass by, I am a teenager with the same imagination.
No, it's just how the character talks.
So he likes to speak in
third person?
In quotes. He likes to speak in quotes. There you go. Third person is when he says his name. Quotes is when you tend to sorry, I didn't mean to snap.
Yeah, this is just one of the idiosyncrasies. It's just one of
it's like an instinct. I actually do the exact same thing. It's the instinct for the character.
I don't like changing character dialogue to be more. I don't tend to put character dialogue as grammatical, because that character dialogue is just character dialogue. They speak how they talk. So writing how they talk, it can't actually be grammatically correct. It has to be how they talk.
Well, you could still do that. Some characters have that all the time.
Not everyone
speaks
the same way.
Like the narrator from Fight Club. Yeah. The narrator from Fight Club talks a really different way.
So it's just how he's narrating. It's just how he talks. That's about it. Oh.
But yeah, 1 and 2 doesn't need much, maybe small edits, but it's really good how they are. It's just hard for me to point an edit at part 1 and 2. But for paragraph 3, I think it's just that first part. But if it's gonna be like that, you have to slowly make it kind of like noticeable, because you're gonna question why is it like that naturally. For it to be naturally, it makes more sense in the motion picture, like in the movie or in the TV show. But when it's a book, it's a whole other concept, because how do I explain it?
I think
imagine if you were blind, but you're trying to read this book. You know how to have Braille? Because they actually sometimes translate books into Braille. And even they said the same thing. There was a little confliction with the Harry Potter books comparing to George R. Martin, because of how the writing was constructed. It wasn't because George R. Martin was like, oh, they have like really disturbing stuff, so we'll quote that. No, it's the construction of the writing that made it easier to translate comparing to Harry Potter. Because like Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and
how about you?
It does affect the storyline.
How about you read the second chapter, first sentence? Read the third chapter, first sentence, and the third chapter, third sentence. You'll see a trend.
Okay, let me see. Second chapter.
First
chapter.
First paragraph, first sentence, and the prologue.
First chapter. The day August 23, 20XX.
Prologue.
No, chapter 2.
And the prologue. Go to the prologue. I'm talking about paragraph. Sorry. And the prologue, go to paragraph one, paragraph 2, first sentence, paragraph 3, first sentence, paragraph 4, first sentence, and you'll see that there's a trend there.
Oh, I see. Didn't die, age more, mature. I see. Die, aging, and maturity. So you're actually trying to give a hint of what's happening to his stuff. And
Yeah.
let me
Giving
see actually
subtle
what's
hints.
happening. The same dreams this time, but they're becoming nightmares.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
like I put it do it the way for a reason. It's just
Top of the long rabbit hole dream is what they call dreams. Okay. I, to this day, can't shake the fear of falling asleep. It's one of those. Oh, how do I put that? I know this character's mindset. Actually, I love reading books like these. This is one that I actually miss reading styles like this. Like people give me shit for reading this like that, but like no, this puts you as if you're the character, comparing to you're reading the character what it is. And it's like no, the more he's saying this constantly, because you're automatically saying the word I, you're accidentally putting your own self in the book, and therefore the reader's gonna be thinking that they're the character. Plus, it's a good quote. I, to this day, can't shake that fear of falling asleep. Some people are going to be grammar cops. They're going to give attitude. But truthfully, that's a line perfect for any video adaptation at all. Like I write a lot of music, and when I do music or the stuff for my books, and I love to write poems and everything, that's the stuff you need to take advantage of if you're gonna do a big book. But you have to make a huge impact. Let's see, because let's see. Taking nightmares, trying to sense others' thoughts and feelings. I thought I was 65 and I met her, a girl. This whole sequence of events that I thought to, oh. Gonna make up even if I try. Here's where the story begins. So Steam, because of how that prologue starts and with everything. What was the other one you're telling me? You said there's prologue? And was it chapter 1 or chapter 3? You're telling me to read a different sentence.
No. I was talking just about the prologue there.
Oh, but it's just the prologue, but you just got the stuff on it.
I was saying chapter, and I meant to say paragraph.
It's okay. Let me see. How long is your chapter? 3 pages. Chapter 1. Chapter 2 is 4. Chapter 3 is 5. Oh, so you're slowly adding it.
Yep.
But chapter 4 is is chapter 4 a repeat of chapter 3?
No.
Oh, no. The title's called repeat.
Yep.
Repeat, spinning web, no sign, the beginning. Okay. Dream go away. Oh, dream go away. Alright. I see when they're doing concepts like that. Here's one I can explain. Do you guys remember the wicked, wait, somebody have a dog?
What?
I had a dog in the background.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Is on still there? Or?
Were you sleeping, Tyson?
I think he's.
Oh, he's
Hold
up.
on. Oh no, Hollow is still there, but Hollow is.
He's up now. My dog. It was my dog, so I was confused. But yeah.
Yeah.
How's the first chapter? Once you read the first chapter, you understand how you can get hooked into each chapter and continue to read it.
What happens in chapter 1? What happened to being to delete? To delete? Or.
The what?
What was it you said you wanted us to delete?
I said you guys can read all the way through the chapter 5 if you want. But
Or
read chapter
read.
1.
How many chapters are you planning to write?
Hmm?
How many chapters do you want to write?
There's 25 chapters in this book.
So technically, we would be 1/5 way through, but you only put it 5 chapters. How many have you fully written?
25 plus 10 in the second book.
So you already have the whole book ready, and that okay, so that's good.
I just have to edit it.
So
and add more detail into the first book. I just haven't got around to it.
that's a good thing, isn't it? But always, always go back into what you're reading though, and what you're writing, so that way you can figure
When
out
do you
what to
leave?
do. No, I'm reading right.
Why did Haru leave?
Did Howard just leave?
Yeah. Came back, he turned off
Oh
his thing and then left.
Oh my god. Freaking Haru. I don't know what he's doing. We could try adding him again.
I can ask what's going on. That was weird.
Probably. Cause, wait, are you on stream right now, or?
Huh? I'm live right now. That's why I was like, what the heck, man?
Oh. Haru probably did that because of the first signal knowing him, or we forgot to call him, to mention his name.
He didn't say anything. He just left. I just messaged him why he left. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So read the first. You should probably once you read the first chapter, you understand exactly what I was doing. It's literally just catching and pushing.
So he was just kind of like trying to on using the skills, or like he was barely learning how to use the skills.
I still didn't catch that. You're like mumbly, quiet, groggy sounding.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You're just groggy sounding, like it's not coming through properly.
That's because I have it on the Bluetooth. That's why.
Alright. Well, the first chapter is literally just like you go through the whole thing, and then all of a sudden you see the guy get beat up horribly and swear words and stuff. Blah blah blah. Somebody comes to save him, and then the alarm goes off. Wakes up the next day.
Huh.
And he's like, I don't want to avoid that.
But like it was a dream?
Yep.
So he predicted it.
I want to avoid that, so he ends up getting invited from his grandmother to school instead, saying he missed the bus. Avoid the whole situation. And you'll see when the chapters say repeat.
Oh, I get it. And then it repeats itself, doesn't it?
Kinda.
Is it similar Happy Death Day?
Huh?
Similar Happy Death Day or different timeline?
It's different how he gets there this time.
Probably a good one that time.
It's different. It's different on when it happens, and but it's a similar situation, but it's different on how he gets there and what happens in the end. Like the whole thing kind of, because he avoided the first time, it was just saying that he wasn't going to be able to avoid it for long. Kind of like how I was trying to explain the time travel ability that's in the book. The ability to traverse time. It's the ability is literally you can slow down time, stop time for so long, but the time stop ability also after be mastered can go backwards. You can start rewinding time and go forward in time, so you can redo stuff, or you can go ahead and see what happens next. for yourself. But if you but you can't change an event.
So they can go forward or backwards, but they can't change the event if they try to change it before it happens.
You can interact with the event, you can change it, but it's still going to happen. In other words,
like the butterfly effect.
In other words, the whole thing that ends up happening is you can go back in time and stop somebody from dying. Yeah, that's great. They're still going to die. It's like going back into a dream to change something. Like you go back but once you wake up, nothing changes. It's like that. You're interacting with everything. You save them. You do it properly, but once you go back to your original state, it doesn't change anything because you can't change your past. You can create a different area for the past, but you can't change your past. Are you falling asleep on me, sir? Michael?
Yes, I can hear you.
You're falling asleep.
I'm a little bit tired. Sorry, I'm
falling asleep. Do I need to end the stream?
It's a 2-hour difference.
No, it's not. We're at the same time zone. Me and you are the same time zone.
Vegas. Are you in Vegas?
No. I was in Vegas. You should be wide awake. Because
I'm from Vegas.
That doesn't make it. It's earlier there. It's like 4 p.m. over there.
Yeah, and for right now it's 5:30, but I've been awake since like 2 in the morning.
See, that's how this works. And also,
I could just take an energy shot and I should be cool. Cause I'm by myself, so what the heck? I got nothing else to do.
Let's go about the future part of that ability though. You can go into the future, but at the moment you go into the future, you can't change the past. So you can go into that future, but the moment you do it, you go back in time and you can live your life how you would normally live it, but you can't change that past. You can't change it. In other words, you go. Let's say you go to get the go to the past to get the winning lottery tickets, and you get the lottery ticket. Well, you go to the past with the winning lottery ticket number. You enter it in. The lottery ticket number is going to be different. But the person that won the lottery has the winning lottery ticket.
So they're always gonna win the lottery ticket, but even though you predicted the number, it's gonna be a different number this time because they're supposed to win it, not the one who tried to change history.
Yep.
That's actually a good one because people always try to mess with that. Go like, well, if I could go in time, I could always say, nope. It's a pre-written thing that even if you do change it, the algorithm would do it automatically.
Yeah. So at some point, going to the future would just cement your past, your present. So even though your present isn't cemented yet because you haven't moved through it, you've cemented the future that after going to the future. So you can you can get everything done. You can kill the guy in your present easily, but somehow he's still going to win that lottery, or nobody's going to win that lottery. He's going to have the winning lottery ticket, but it'll never be cashed because nobody has it. And you could easily have his winning lottery ticket, but it's going to say, hey, the lottery was won by this number. Your number is not the correct number. Yeah.
Well, it's like the same concept that even if they killed the character who killed the person with the lottery ticket, someone else won. And even though if it's the same number, someone else wins with that number instead of them.
Nope. Nobody wins, but somebody did win. It's the thing is that the lottery ticket you took from them might still be a loser because you end up taking the lottery ticket from him. But now there's a point where the lottery was won. The ticket that won it doesn't exist, so the money doesn't go anywhere. So you know how they do that though, right? If they have unclaimed lottery winnings, it just goes back to the state. and it doesn't go any further than that.
Doesn't that happen often?
But yeah, so that happens. But then the money disappears after that because it's not supposed to go to anybody else because he cemented the timeline when he went to the future. If he doesn't go to if they don't go to the future, then it doesn't cement the timeline, and it's up to definition. Like there's every perk has a disadvantage to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
what would you say? Does he affect the other ones, or is just like that's one of the powers he discovers in the future that someone else had?
no, it's
Or is he the only one that has it so far?
no. One of his friends has the stop time ability. So yeah. The downside to the stop time ability though is that at the very beginning of the whole ability you can only stop time, but what it ends up doing is you stop time for a certain amount of time, like 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you pop out of that 15 seconds of stop time, you're frozen in time for 15 seconds. So you'll be moving around doing a whole bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden, once you pop right out, you'll be sitting there stuck there, and you can't do anything. You can't even know that you're frozen in time. You're just stuck there. Anyways, you fall asleep on stream. Haru disappeared on me. I have no idea why. Sent a message.
Wait, what did he say?
He hasn't messaged back yet. I don't know. That was just weird of him. Anyway, so I'm gonna shut down the stream. Probably edit my drunk stream instead. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this whole detailed thing, talking and stuff like that. I know I think that was more of a dedicated session on a book and talking about books and stuff like that. But hey, I found it was fun. How about you, sir? Sir? He's asleep. So until the next time, guys.
No, still here.
Okay. So if you guys have enjoyed this, make sure you press that like button and subscribe. Also on top of that, make sure you subscribe to the other people in this channel as well. I'm going to try putting them in the description below. I don't know where everybody went.
If anything, I like the story though, so yeah, I actually should put it up though. It's pretty good. It's just because since I've been staying up awake for so many hours, that's kind of messing with me. But I do want to actually read it as soon as I wake up though, because reading the prologue is actually pretty good. I am definitely going to check it out, the 5 chapters.
All right.
Yeah.
Here it is. Anyways, until the next time, you guys, I hope you guys have a great day.